Yes, this is a response video to Inmendham's video, Beneath the Planet of the Fungus-Eating Phantasma Psychogoricals, December 16th, 2009. So let's see what Inmendham has to say.
Alright, response video to Math Fails, kind of, sort of. Just a reaction video. So I did a video that just didn't make any sense. But he said the little rhetoric in there was just so, these evangelists for LSD are just so full of shit. Like somehow Timothy Leary, is an example of what human beings, how they should live. Oh, come on. This is your recreation. Fine. It's like, let's do serious videos on the, therapeutic impact of masturbation. And how, when you're ready. I love that.
Well, to mute him, for some reason it's not stopping. He mentioned Timothy Leary. And I would like to say that one thing I've seen on YouTube video, a documentary on YouTube, is I've heard Timothy Leary saying that it was back in the 60s, I think, late 60s probably, that the government should have training centers for people to learn how to prepare to take LSD. And I'm not sure what the details were, I don't remember. But I imagine that the government would give them the LSD and essentially probably have them evaluated to see if they were, if it was all right for them to take it. And probably maybe give them a place to take it. And my thinking is, if the government had done that, we probably wouldn't be in the kind of problem that we're in right now, because we're in a horrible problem where people just aren't paying attention. People are just totally out of touch with reality. And you can't really have a decent democracy that way. And that's why things are so broken in the United States. And while we're waiting for things to get fixed or whatever, fossil fuels being burnt like crazy, and the planet's being destroyed. So that's one reason why I wouldn't say anything too bad about Timothy Leary. That was a very good idea, and it could have made a big difference, in my opinion. So, see what else Amendment
was on the, therapeutic impact of masturbation.
That's that analogy. I don't understand that analogy at all. Just don't understand.
And how, when you're ready. I love that part. When you're ready to be a real human, we'll teach you how to really masturbate, and that'll somehow make you, more centered, more grounded, more whatever. And then this whole tying it to capitalism is just so silly. Like the powers that be want to suppress your drug use for some.
Okay, I think you're just playing mistaken there, Inmendham. I don't think the general capitalist types want people to take LSD. I think what they want people to do is to spend their money on their products. And you seem to understand that in other videos. You seem to understand that, what a waste advertising and marketing is. So I think you're mistaken when you imply that corporations don't want us to take LSD. They don't. But it's getting to the point where everybody's like looking around and saying, well, who's going to stop us here? So, I mean, in the back of everyone's mind, everyone's got to be thinking like, I hope someone comes along and stops us, because it doesn't look like things are going well.
Some other reason than because of this old fucktarded morality crap. It's a it just comes down to the basic principle of human behavior, which just really sucks. People really don't understand the whole concept of a democracy and their responsibilities to their constitution and all that shit. But just
Okay, this has a lot to do with the fact that people are essentially brainwashed. They've been brainwashed by mass marketing, advertising, whatever. I had a link in my first, I think that was the first video I did, to Century of the Self, which explains just how deliberate the manipulation of people has been. So now people really aren't capable of participating in a democracy.
comes down to the fact that people will so easily dispose of rights they have no use for. I mean, if they don't need a right, yeah, let's burn it at the stake because I don't give a fuck. And that's what it's really about.
Okay, I agree with you about that. People do have that tendency to do that.
You have a minority entertainment, and it's thumb-nosable, and it's attached to some deviant human behavior, destructive social behavior through other drugs and the whole underground atmosphere that it's forced to operate and function in. And it has a legacy, you just can't.
Yeah, well, part of the legacy of LSD is helping to end the Vietnam War, it seems to me. But I didn't understand the previous 30 seconds Inmendham. But
Can't escape all of that stuff. I mean, which one is a staircase to which? You do one, then how far away are you from heroin? That's the game.
Yeah, I've heard it said that generally opioid addicts, like people, heroin addicts, crack addicts, probably meth addicts also, don't like LSD. Because if you take LSD and you are physiologically addicted to something, that's going to be the main thing that comes up. And you're going to be like, wow, I have to quit that. So, I mean, I think there have been studies done giving LSD to alcoholics. It may have been in the early 60s or late 50s. And there was like a follow-up study that was done. And supposedly that alcoholics that had gotten LSD in the original study were less likely to have gone on drinking. So, I mean, LSD and physiologically addictive drugs don't really seem to mix that much, it seems to me, because when you're on LSD, you're going to be getting real with yourself. So, if you're physiologically addicted to something, it's going to be like, I need to quit that. It seems to me that's the main effect it would have. I don't see people going from LSD to heroin. I don't think that's been common. I did see in one YouTube documentary, it seemed like it was back in the 60s, and they had a camera set up on the sidewalk, and they were interviewing young people as they walked by about LSD. And one guy said that he had been a heroin addict and had quit heroin because of LSD. That doesn't really surprise me.
Because the bottom line is it's just something you're figuring out to sit there and augment your life. Some way to, you're doing a video where your sound is depressed and blighted by melancholy as you could possibly be. So yeah, it doesn't sound like you're doing it for the right reasons. You're trying to escape something. You're not trying to get somewhere. You're trying to get anywhere but here, anywhere but reality.
Well, where I'm trying to get is maybe back to the 1960s, where people were highly motivated to influence their government about something, And that's what I want to see happen. I think LSD could assist with that. And I think what they need to pressure their government about is the shutting down of coal-fired power plants. That's the first thing that we have to really worry about, because we're destroying the planet with those things. And by using nuclear power plants, we can do that. I think it's a mistake to keep thinking that renewables is really going to put a dent in this problem. But we do have to get on top of that, and people have to wake up, it seems to me.